Today, we're in the Mount Pleasant area doing some adventure dining, and that is where we pair an outdoor adventure with food and beverage. Let's go.
Starting right here at 1, we're going to go to the Bundy Hill Summit, so take the Summit Trail.
Maybe this concept needs a little bit more explanation, so let me show you how we adventure dined in Mount Pleasant before, and then that will help explain what we're doing today.
The first example was a perfect pairing for me. Disc golf and then a stop at Dog Central. Or another one, paddling through downtown and then a patio pizza at Mountain Town Station. It's all about matching the vibe of the activity with a complimentary meal, typically with friends.
Now that we're all caught up, we're going to move on to the first pairing.
Since this is the first trail of the day and we're starting in Mount Pleasant, we're pairing this hike with a coffee from Pleasant City Coffee. Now, my daily order is a black coffee, but since we're adventure dining, I wanted to order something to enjoy on the drive out to where we are now. The banana nut latte on ice was just the right amount of energy and tastiness to set the day off right and get us out on the trail.
It's sweet, but not too sweet. This is delicious.
I kind of like this idea of this ridge trail. So Bundy Hill is part of the Chippewa Watershed Conservancy, and there is a map right down at the entrance that shows 3 other preserves right in this area. So we're going to hit up at least 3 of them that are all part of this same area.
So there's this thing that I've been reading about called nature bathing, and it's where people who spend most of their time indoors, office jobs, that kind of thing, are spending more time getting outdoors and seeing and just being in nature for extended periods of time. I completely understand why that would be so beneficial, because when I'm out doing stuff like this, at the end of the day, I just feel better. And yeah, I have office days where I'm working on a computer all day, and once I do something like this, the rest of the week, it just feels better. It's like the volume of life gets turned down and the enjoyment level gets turned up. If reading trail maps is new to you, even a simple one like this can get a little bit confusing. So I'm going to show you how you read this so that you don't get lost in a place like this. Each intersection has its own label and number. And then typically at these intersections, you're going to see another map like this. Whatever you see up here, the 3, well, that's where you are. And then these arrows right here point to where the next one is. So I can look and say, there's 3. That's where I'm at right now, and I want to walk to 2. So then I look down at 2, and the arrow says that I have to go that way. With trail markers like this, I use it less as a thing of like, oh no, I'm about to get lost, and more as I want to see everything. So every time I get to a trail marker, I take a different angle. That way I get to see the entire trail.
So if we took the Summit Trail continued, we'd end up here.
I'm assuming that these surveying blocks right here are because this is the highest point of Isabella County. It's kind of cool to see that they use this to start to measure other areas and distances. So when they're surveying the land, you have to have a high point, and I'm assuming that that's why these are here in the ground. You're now at the highest point of Isabella County.
Feels pretty good. So we just got to Sylvan Solace, so we're on stop number 2.
Yeah, so we're parking area, and then we gotta get at least to the Chippewa River. Anytime I can walk to a river, that's better for me.
I'm gonna admit something right now, and maybe someone's gonna judge me for it, but there was a time in my life when I was maybe like 5 years old when I thought that every dead end was a cliff, and I thought that every trail led to a water source. This one leads to a water source, so at least at that point, I'm correct. I don't think that anymore, but I did at one point. We did make it to the river, so now let's talk about the pairing.
Our second pairing is all about trying new spots. Sylvan Solace is a new trail for us, and Woodshop Social is a new restaurant. Andy went with the smash burger, I had the Japanese fried chicken, and we both had a Tangelo Dream because that beer pairs perfect with a summer hike.
There's something about it. I just like it so much.
Now, back to the trail, because we just discovered a new way to enhance our hiking enjoyment.
Okay, so I just downloaded this app because we heard so many birds on this particular part of the trail, and this app is so cool.
It's called Merlin Bird ID, and for what I can tell, it's completely free, and it listens to the surrounding area and names the birds making sounds, and then they light up when the birds are currently calling.
I have no affiliation with it. I just think it's really cool when you're out in a nature preserve like this, because it helps you kind of just be one step further involved in the actual hike where you can identify what you're hearing. In just that short amount of the walk that I started using the app, I was able to hear a red-eyed vireo, a scarlet tanger, a black-capped chickadee, and an eastern wood pewee. This is fun. It's legitimately fun.
I turned mine on before you, and I had a robin.
Okay.
So that was the one that I had that you didn't.
I should be able to get a robin by the end of the day.
So let's do this one more time. We're pairing adventure with dining, and this is our last combination of the day. Hunter's Ale House paired with a hike at Audubon Woods. And as you can probably guess, yes, we are having a ton of fun identifying these bird sounds.
I think I'm having way too much fun with this app, because now I'm just sitting on the patio, still using this and then hearing the birds. Now I know what a red-winged blackbird sounds like. It's just that right there.
So we've been to Bundy Hill, we've been to Sylvan Solace, now we're at Audubon Woods. And is one of the most reliable places in Isabella County for Acadian flycatcher.
Do you think that we can get any on our new app?
I don't know if those are noisy birds.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. An Acadia flycatcher.
No way.
Yeah, look, we got one.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool. I promise I didn't plan this day to be all about listening for birds, but this makes it fun.
We just listened to birds so much that we didn't even look at the map or anything. We just wandered into the woods, so maybe we should go back and check that out.
That's a really good idea. What'd you get?
Eastern wood pewee.